Hello. Hello. Is this working? Hold on, let me pull up my YouTube real quick and just check that everything is working. Sometimes it takes a second. Hello. Okay, it's working. Perfect. Hello and welcome to the Amino Shift 2025 dev stream. Oh, I need to turn off my YouTube because it is going to be talking. Okay, cool. So, I just got done looking through everyone's beta testing footage, and that was actually pretty cool. Um, Definitely um, some bugs to figure out still, and that's totally fine. Just ignore this thing here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That'll be a secret tool for us to use later. Um, so yeah, most of the new code is working. Um, there were a few issues during beta testing where some of my actual development save files from me just experimenting and testing on my own did make it into that build. That will be patched shortly. Um, but yeah, so we're getting to a good spot with development where things are actually working. I just got some real freaking good boss battle music just a couple days ago. I'm gonna be implementing that into the first Amino Shift boss battle. Um, you also see the giant gate that I'm working on right now. And then I've also been, this is a prototype map object that you'll have. This would be like a tool for on hand. You like go through everything. And Gwen's gonna talk for a second. Um, I was noticing that people were saying that the jumping was a little bit uh, awkward. And now that I'm playing and I'm like testing it, that does seem to be true. So there's a couple different things I can do with that. With the way that the system is working. So normally this would not be an issue. The reason that I have done this is because there was an issue when going across two meshes. Let's see what you can see here. See the seam in the floor. Before with the old programming, sometimes the character would get stuck when going over something like this, and it would soft lock the player, and you'd get stuck. Normally, not a big issue, but I'm also having to make specific conditions for when you're driving the ship, because if you're driving on the ship with the a more kind of like slippery um, collider, it will basically make you slide towards the back of the ship while it's driving. I was recently watching a dev stream of Tether. He had a 3-hour Let's Play of Amino Shift's beta. That was hilarious to watch. Lots of shenanigans going on. He figured out almost everything. Um, when he there was a missing wall chunk for some reason. I didn't think he was actually gonna make it up into the area, and that actually like broke a significant amount of stuff there. But he actually fixed it. So it was really cool to see him kind of navigate the horrible bugs that were going on. And this is the new moth friend that we have. Love a good moth friend for the ship. I've added some new lights to the ship for anyone who hasn't been in development, in the development loop. I've added some lights for the different decks and stuff like that. There's a new stealth mechanic I'm working on for the ship where there will be things that happen, and you will see people, or you will see things search your ship. I will not give too much away on that one, but there will be things that will appear and inspect your ship, and you're not going to want to be seen. So that's something that I am reworking. I did have it working until we introduced the new jumping system, and for some reason it is actually breaking those interactions, so I need to rewrite a little bit of how it's detecting the player. Um, but overall, I wasn't getting too many complaints about performance. I'm recording and playing on high resolution right now, so my frame rate is a little bit choppy. But when playing without recording, my computer does fairly well, and most of the beta testing footage, I wasn't seeing too much of a drop in frame rate below an acceptable level. But yeah, yeah, just kind of be developing some stuff. So we're going along here. Curious to see. If you haven't also seen, I've added Venus flytraps to the game as well. I guess I haven't really published any videos in a while showing the actual build, as I was fixing and deleting a bunch of assets that were just not needing to be a part of the actual experience. There's a lot of development leftovers and stuff like that. But yeah, so this is the new build. I have been working tirelessly to fix the bugs that were shown off in like the last 3 or 4 beta testing sessions. People have been sending the recordings in. I reached out to a couple of beta testers to see if they could break my game. Tether got pretty close. He did find a bug with the colliders in the bottom of the ship there, so I'm going to have to fix that at some point. But yeah, that's something I'm working on as well. It doesn't make much sense right now because it's unfinished, but it will be a thing. It will be a thing. A couple things I have added in the last 72 hours or so. So the chrono lens. So there's an actual animation now for that. I'm actually getting some performance drop with everything that's going on over here. I'm guessing it's because of how many shadows that is casting. So I might need to make that to a non-shadow casting light source, because that could be causing some issues. Also, all of these layers of transparency, I think that's doing something. All the particles, and you got the lights, and you got the anti-mantis fields and the particles and all that jazz. But yeah, so I've added a new model and animation for the chrono lens. I need to get a new PC. I think this computer's pretty much dying on me. This is the new model and sounds, so you can see into the past before everything went horribly awry. People were commenting on this, doing some world building. Trying to add more to the lore. I guess I could show off the boss battle music. I don't think that'll probably be in a teaser trailer in the future anyway, so that'd be fine. I have blocked off and deactivated sections, and actually just not shown off too much of the assets for the future sections, just so that people, even the beta testers, will have something to look forward to and not spoil too much. I have some sounds in the works for the mantoids. That should be something that really changes how people are playing, because you'll actually be able to hear the sound language of the mantoids. I have someone also, a good friend of mine, is assisting me with the actual writing of the mantis language, which should be interesting for people to see. There's a bunch of mechanics there that I'm having to consider. So one thing I noticed with the beta testers is some of them actually missed the chrono lens. I don't know how I can make that more obvious. That there's a giant camera with blue flashing lights and sparks coming out of it. I I am unclear as to how to proceed with that. Um, I might just need to make the chronal lens like required to go forward. And something I also noticed when I was watching the uh Tether when he was doing his live stream. I am not doing a like full spoken thing. Like you do have to figure out what happened through like reading and exploring the world. It's not going to be spoon-fed to you. It's going to be very show, don't tell. Very very Half-Life or Portal style of telling literary devices. That was a comment that I had gotten from two of my beta testers. They didn't understand the story, and that's because the story hasn't been displayed yet. So I am learning a lot through the beta testing, though. That was really informative to see a blind playthrough of someone who doesn't even know anything about Amino Shift, and they're like, this feels weird, or this doesn't work, or I don't understand this. So there are some flaws in my design that I'm gonna keep working towards to fix. And we will just keep making the game better as we go. Let's see. Come Gwen. Also, people loved holding Gwen. I think it's cute too. I like being able to hold Gwen. Alright, how's my performance now? Okay, much better. Oh, smooth, buttery frames for me. So I will, real quick, I'm just going to put some boss battle music on, and I'm going to fight some mantises. It'll take a second for it to load, though. Let's do this one. So that's exciting. Boss battle music really is changing how I feel about the boss battles and how intense I want to make them. One thing I was noticing with the beta testers and part of the tutorials that I am working on is you don't. So I guess I need to back up again. So this appendage here on my left, the red hand with the fingers, is a dragonfly appendage. So when you click, it slows your descent, pretty much lowers your gravity a little bit. If you jump and then press the wings, you're gonna get a small jump. If you press the wings and then jump, you get a significant boost for jumping. I was noticing a lot of people were like trying to figure out other ways to make it work, and obviously that's my bad. I need to make a better tutorial for that. But, like, you can get some serious distance if you know what you're doing with the dragonfly appendage. And then you can also get some serious height if you time it perfectly. But yeah, most of everything seems to be working properly. I think there's just a couple of bugs with the antlion mantis I'm working on. And then, what else was it? I am going to look at the boss battle. Let's see. Just go ahead and get rid of that. Just turn the light on. I could have sworn I just turned that off. Huh. There we go. Okay. So, this guy is walking around now. Where am I? Okay. So if I grab a hold of you real quick. Oh, my computer is frozen. There we go. Okay. Dash agent. The legs need a little bit of tweaking, but overall seems to be working properly. And a lot of this will be a lot more animated. This is just a prototype for testing with foot IKs and main concept. The its super weapon is there. It's gonna have a very specialized arm that I'm not gonna show off until the game is actually released. That's why I have everything deactivated, and I don't think I actually even ported it in engine yet while I'm working on it. Comparison of a regular Mantoid Hunter to the Super Mantoid. Oh, hello. Forgot you could move for a second there. I've been putting a lot more artwork so people can kind of like see the iterations of the designs. Oh, I left the light on. I actually have a 3D print of the Bomber Mantoid now, so I've been looking at this guy and thinking how I want that boss battle to go. Obviously he's going to be throwing giant bombs and have a blast shield on his face and everything. I would like the rest of the bosses to be to this level of complexity and detail. I think that's a pretty good standard to have for this. This is the actual IK prototype that I've been working on. I've actually worked with a gorilla-like build before, so the foot placement is something I'm still kind of working on. I don't think he might be able to walk. Let me check his assets real quick. What can you do? Yeah, okay. obviously that's way too high for what's happening here. Obviously that looks really stinking goofy. Some really weird twinning going on. I'm happy with the design overall. It's very very like Half-Life 1. I'm okay with that. Or no, it's between Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2. I'm okay with that. Yeah, just kind of being a streamer, doing stuff. I recently had someone do some stickers for some of my characters as well. Oh, also, before I forget, Rachel has a model now. That is something that I am going to be doing a retexture of, but what it is. It's one of the few times I've actually had anyone like implement art assets into my game. Everything has been made 100% by me up to this point, so I needed someone that was skilled in like the anime manga style to bring this character to life. And I gotta say, from the rough concept images I have of Rachel, I have like a million different designs. I'm actually pretty pleased with how this turned out. Got her radiation shield and the codon bracelet. Yeah. Lots of work to be done still, so I'm just going to be kind of talking throughout this live stream. This is the engine core, the ship. Of the contrast there. Might redo this animation slightly. I think it's like traveling too far. It needs to be a quicker animation. And people are messaging me. Also, I need to make some kind of indicator that this actually does holograms. 0 beta testers. Press this button and look behind them. No one left something here and looked back for even a second. They all missed this. Even made like a little corrupted DNA helix here. I'm surprised that the shader is actually working for this character. Anyway. But yeah, so something to keep working on. I've also added these like flare-ups of like radioactive particles. Add something to it at least. And then I made a texture a very long time ago, and I never used it until like a week ago. It should be, aha, turtle. We have some turtle shell. But I think adding more roots and dirt and like just detailing to this like future set, because it was a sterile environment before, and then blam. Like nature is just slowly retaking this area. And the power is still on, so there's enough light for plants to start growing. And responding to some text messages. Let's see. I'm gonna share this stream with other people, otherwise I'm just kind of send the link to a few other people. Can I even? Is that working? Hold on. I am live, aren't I? Yeah. Oh heck yeah. My friend Tether is going to be watching the stream as well. It's really cool. Get a couple people in here. Fortunately, most of my friends are at work now, I believe. I don't stream very much, so if I'm not doing what a streamer should do, please let me know. I'm gonna have my chat set open on my phone so I can see what people are saying. Hello, welcome to the stream. Oh, do I have messages? How do I? You can tell I've never done this before. If you're not a bot, type mantis. This might just be bots. I'm not quite sure. I've been seeing a lot of bots on my account. I've actually had to remove quite a bit of like bot comments. So it's been interesting. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Alright, I'm checking. Let's check the. Hey! Thank you, Deadman and Mothballs, for joining the stream. Just showing off some new stuff I've been working on and commenting on the post beta testing that just happened. It was very informative, to say the least. I definitely am excited to see people giving their feedback and finding all of the bugs. No pun intended. But yeah, so we have a map now. And I'm also working on a giant front gate for leaving the dock for the first time. Got a lot of stuff to work on, but the map functionality is here at least. Ooh. I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, so the game was not completely broken. No one flew the ship through the wall or fell through the floor. I consider that a great success. So the jumping will be fixed. That was something I was seeing people comment on. Was the jumping, they're getting stuck. And then I did fix one bug already. Actually, I've already done that. Let me know if my volume is too loud. I can turn that down on the fly. But when you go through these little crawl spaces, your head no longer clips through the ceiling. So the Chrono Lens does now have a model animation and a little bit of sound going on with it. I might tweak it a bit. Also, people were saying that this was really, they felt like a floating blob, was one of the comments. So apparently I need to add legs so that they feel like a human character. So I will try to implement that. Boss battles, that's gonna be fun. I already have, I'm drafting out some programming for, oh, I'm not gonna be able to get up there without the codon bracelet. I should know this. Be adding a lot more like mushrooms and plants and stuff like that, dirt and cracks, and I've actually been going on walks and taking pictures of like cracks in the concrete and flowers growing through it and stuff, just to get an idea for how to render that artistically. I'm just glad in this version, oh, you scared me. in this version that everyone found the code on bracelet. That was something that some people didn't do in the old version. Boop. When you actually get the full version of this game, you will not have all of the appendages unlocked. That is a dev cheat code that I have enabled just so people could play around with the appendages. You would probably only have like the hand and the mantis blade early on. And also, this has. For the love of Pete. Here, 1 second. Hello? Good, I'm live streaming right now. I never get a phone call until I'm live streaming and then people are trying to get my attention. So the Black Widow appendage has been changed slightly. So I was noticing that this was very broken, being able to cling onto everything. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more balanced. So if you see any webbing on the walls or certain surfaces that I'll dictate later, you can still grapple onto them. And I have a sound effect I'm going to add to this. But yeah, I noticed some people seemed confused, especially if they were like old beta testers and they were going through that and they were like, I don't know what happened. Is there going to be difficulty modes? That's something I would consider. I don't know how I would implement that. Probably just a setting in the very beginning, and that value would carry on through the save file. So maybe you would like multiply the damage done by mantises rather than just spawning in more enemies. I think just like a balanced difficulty mode. Probably just a few, like easy, medium, and hard. And then maybe you could like unlock like a nightmare difficulty or something.
Wait a second.
Let's see. Actually, let's do activate this. Some boss music will start playing, so be prepared with your volumes. Anytime now. Oh, that's a really good idea. Changing of the crosshair depending on whether or not the appendage can interact with the object. Yes, that's actually a really good idea. I will have like a I think just like 4 like hatch marks that like go around the cursor, and then that will tell you if you can web onto it or not. That's a really good idea, actually. Can you potentially add a third-person view? I could look into it. Right now, it would look a little bit junky because all you would see is a floating like hand and gun. But yeah, I could look into that. I've experimented with a third-person perspective as a playable mantoid using this. I'll actually turn off the music. Let's see. What was I looking for? Just lost my train of thought. Now I'm thinking about third person. Justice for the remote control camera mantis. I actually do still have that in the code. Let me check. It actually might still work. Hold on, let me search the. I think the hacked mantis is still a thing. We go to what? FBS 2025. Yep. Okay. I don't know why it does that. Usually when you press F, that like lets you find the object. Okay. Access hold. First view. You guys are really getting a look behind the development. You can see all my nasty duct tape work programming. Let's see. Yes. Weapon hacked mantis. And I don't know. It's activated. Yep. I still have it in here. It's let's just deactivate that for a second. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see if the old code still works. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Oh, it's still in here. Haha! Look at that. A mantis. Little bitty mantis. Going around doing mantis things. This was originally so that you could like go around and explore stuff that was going to be broken. Oh, oh. Wait, there we go. Trying to read comments and run around at the same time. Man, it looks so weird in this old FOV. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'll just die if I go in here, right? Yep, okay. So the idea is that if you're exploring like some really treacherous areas, that's one way you can do it, is just spawn in a little mantis, and you can have him run around. So with the mantises down there, I can become a mantis. Come down here. Where are you? Ah, hello, hello, fellow mantids. Oh, I'm riding a mantis. Is this what you joined the stream for? Mantis riding? Obviously, something I'm still having to do some work on. I also had the idea that before I nixed this concept, he wouldn't be able to go through the anti-mantis fields. So you couldn't go like through this, for example. It would like destroy you on contact, but yep. I'm actually amazed that that still works after all of the I hope your game gets popular that ends up on consoles. Yes, me too. I actually do have an Xbox One exporter built into this version of Unity. So I could, technically, I could make this work for Xbox. Or can you download? How would I even upload it to? I have to go like on the Xbox store probably. What console are you playing with, Deadman? What's this one? Thanks, by the way. I really hope that the game does get popular. I'm really... Oh, I forgot about this one. Sorry, I'm having ADHD. I'm like looking through old assets. The specimen scanner is something I was working on for a while. PlayStation 5 or Xbox? Okay, yeah, I definitely could do an Xbox version. I will have to do some serious optimizations with the lighting resources because I don't know how Xbox handles dynamic lights, but just because Unity is not very efficient when it comes to that kind of stuff. I really should have made the game in Unreal Engine, to be honest with you, but I'm too far in now to go back. Hey, Mini Jank. Yeah, Xbox might be easier to get your game on. Yeah, I will definitely look into that for sure. That would be really cool to see people playing with an actual like console, and then I could actually get a bunch of Xboxes and like go to a game con. I do have a giant 3D print of the Bombardier Mantoid. I'm just gonna call it the Bomber, just so I'm not wasting syllables here. Um, but I would love to go to a game con and have a giant 3D print of him like colored and everything. Just like have people beta test. Kind of how they did with Subnautica. I think that'd be really cool to have like a live Let's Play station. I could like meet people who are playing the game, and it'd be really neat. So for anyone that's kind of like new to the dev test area, this is just the giant entity testing track. We have like these pockets of different. I really need to get rid of the specimen scanner because it's kind of glitching out the actual inventory system for weapons. So every time you shoot one of these little boxes, it activates a different pocket of testing assets. This one is one that I am really excited for people to mess around with. Beautiful. Nothing like a mantis that explodes into chunks. Oh, let's see. Now, one weapon I was showing Tether, or I guess, was your name on here? Trains 99. I was showing him a screenshot of one of the new tools I'm working on, and I gotta say, I'm really happy with how that one was going. So I'm just gonna go ahead and activate it if I can. Don't look at the name. Okay. Don't look at the name. Don't scroll back, don't look at the name. If you're gonna spoil it for yourself, it's on you. So I spent, I think, about like 5 hours getting all the programming to work for this little dude. If you pay attention to the those 4 red dots. And you're not going to know what that does for a very long time because I'm not showing that on stream. But this thing, I am super excited to show off. It has a lot to do with the game lore, and one of the more secret stories I've been building for a while. And it's actually related to a childhood nightmare I had. So if you're a fan of horror, you're gonna love that. Um, the map is incomplete still, but we're gonna see a lot more of that in the coming update. Man, there's a lot of people joining. I was expecting like maybe 1 or 2 of you guys. Hi, hello. I wasn't expecting so many people to be able to jump on. Welcome to the stream. We're just dev testing some stuff right now. Um, most of the game bugs are almost fixed. We're just kind of... What? Did I just... I thought I just saw like a black... Huh. That's weird. But yeah, it was really cool to see people beta testing. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, you saw that too? What was there like a black thing over here in the... If it's what I think it is, it should not be working. And because I'm not actually supposed to have this weapon, it's like glitching out and I've got multiple weapons loaded right now. Don't look at the name. Don't you do it. Chat. You stay out of my inventory. Don't look. Do not look at the man behind the curtain. I'm also going to be changing the grab object controller. I think that having to hold it down and like walk around on a computer is like really annoying. This is just for like testing purposes, making sure all the coding was working, which it actually wasn't, and I still don't know how Tether, or I guess Trains99 got that to stop working. It seems to be working pretty freaking well. Trains, how do you do what you do? How do you break my game in inconceivable directions? Answer me. Also, for anyone that's been watching or beta testing, the Dragonfly appendage is not direction based. When you jump and then use the wings, you're not going to get a very good jump at all. If you get momentum with the wings that's building up just a little bit and you jump, you get a serious boost in upwards momentum. So that is something that if you're playing... I'm going to have a better... I'm like afraid to get near this thing. Hello? Very interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna start streaming a little bit more, and I'm gonna try to find a schedule that actually works with people who are interested. It's difficult when you work like 50 hours a week, but we will make it work. Boss battles are incoming, as are ship ship events. I don't know if I want to show that on stream. You know what, chat? I'll let you decide. If I get a couple votes here for yes that you want to see a ship event, just say yes or I or something. Do you want to see spoilers? Do you want to see a really cool ship event? Yeah. The frame rate is not amazing. Oh no. It also could be that the Wi-Fi out here is actually terrible as well. I'm gonna be getting Starlink soon, so hopefully that'll change things a bit for how I'm doing it. I have a friend of mine that's helping me work on the Mantis language. We're developing like a whole like written alphabet and stuff. So for anyone who really cares about the lore, you could learn actual Mantis. You can speak Mantanese. If you do come up to me at GameCon and you speak Mantonese, I will not understand you. So, but I will try to learn the phonetics of it. Would you guys like to listen to some Gwen audio voice lines? I spent $400 an hour for it, so if anyone's interested in that. I am currently live, so I can see. I got my phone showing me the comments. By the way, we are also taking donations for anyone who wants to help out with game funding. I think I'm only asking for like 99 cents right now, so if you're wanting to help out a Mantis enthusiast make his game dev dream come true, there is a little slot on the beta 2025 page. Anywho, I think, by the way, that does have a really nice animation now. I might tweak it just a little bit. People were saying they also were wanting settings for, let's see, what is it you're wanting to see? I talked about a couple different things. Is that the you want to see the ship event? All right, you asked for the spoilers. You're gonna get them. You see this? You see this button right here? Do you know how much work has gone into this one little asset that I've been working on? I'm turning this off because this is certainly broken with the jump mechanic. So I can't actually stand on the ship while it's doing its thing, but is this not working? Okay. He's going to be a little bit obscured by the wall there. I didn't think this through. You're normally not going to interact with him in the there you go. You can kind of, this is such a mess. The jumping for those who are in the loop, the jumping has broken how some of these interact with each other. So this guy will actually just like try to kill me right now. Yeah, the work Wi-Fi might be not the problem. I'm pretty sure it's just my streaming. But if he detects you, he will, yep, he will explode the ship. He's got like sound effects and stuff. It's not playing because everything is completely broken. While I am reconfiguring how the player detects everything else. I don't know if it's gonna turn off by itself. I'm just gonna turn off the whole thing. But yeah, there's gonna be multiple situations where there will be things that interact with the ship. Oh, I just got you guys' comments. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the horror element. It will be so that stealth involved with that, where you will actually have to hide inside the ship and like hide away from the windows, because if you open the windows, they will be able to see you. So there will be definitely a horror element where like you have to be hidden away from the monsters. Also, gonna be working how the player sticks to the ship, because apparently people are drifting when they put the ship on full throttle. So that's something we're also going to be working on. Also, I had to block this off because a bunch of you beta testers kept breaking my game. Yes, I know there's a missing wall up there. Stop jumping through the void. I understand there's a missing wall. Goodness gracious. The amount of people that were able to break the game with the this stream isn't working. Oh no. I'm not quite sure what I can do. The Wi-Fi is bad out here. If it continues to have problems, I might just shut off early then. I've been needing to get a Starlink just so we can get better Wi-Fi. This area during like summer vacation and stuff like that, or tourists coming through, it just slows down the network so bad. I don't know if it's like the radio tower or cell phone tower or whatever is going on here. We do have official Amino Shift stickers. So that's going to be a thing, hopefully for people to buy or view at their leisure. Yeah, I think this stream is slightly bugging out because I just saw it go from 3 to 7 to 5 to 3 again. I'm wondering if maybe I'm not getting comments because this is bugging out. I see that you guys are on. I don't know if there's like some latency. The new Mantis Queen model. I'm actually going to turn off the boss music because it's a little bit loud. Oh, it's just now. Oh, I'm just now seeing the comments from the area of the giant mantoid destroying the ship. So there is some latency here. I do apologize. Hopefully it'll catch up. Sorry. We have dog water Wi-Fi down here. I'm gonna turn this off. It's kind of like we're having a message like I'm on the moon. I just turned that off. I could have sworn. Hush. Thank you. This is the new Mantis Queen model. I've given her little, like, almost humanoid kind of hands that fold up into her body so that she can, like, manipulate computer screens or more complex little objects. Actually kind of similar to this hand here. The Supermantoid is the one I'm definitely the most like excited about. One I'm definitely the most excited about because a lot of work went into making this dude and how many times have I redesigned this guy? It's been yeah, it went through quite a bit of iteration. I still might use some of these concepts for a later date, but I even have some of my like pencil sketches that I drew some of this stuff with. And these are like really small thumbnails usually on like a piece of like a notebook or like a little notepad or something. This one might have actually been in a notebook. Yeah. I think this was the first time like the actual shape of the Supermantoid was starting to like come into being. Hey, we're up to 8 watchers. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I'm definitely new to this, so thanks for hopping on and enduring our hardships of technological struggle. There will be a new patch to the game, hopefully in the upcoming week, or even like this weekend. I'm gonna push another build to fix a couple of things that people were running into. Won't be vastly different, but there will be a couple of new things like a map. And I'm gonna try to get a boss battle room set up so you can actually have like a boss battle, and that's where you'll get like your first appendage, and you'll see how that whole system works. Maybe we can make that hole in a secret area. Yeah, that's not a bad idea actually. There is that hole is actually connected to a map section that isn't loading properly in that build, and I will be trying to fix that in the upcoming patch coming this weekend. Oh, there's 9 of you guys? Dude, hello. This is amazing. I think I've only ever had like 3 streamers before, so thanks for coming on board, seeing my cool little bug game I've been working on for a while. Anyone that doesn't know, mantoids are just fusions of human, mantis, and then another bug species sometimes. Some of them are just human and mantis, and others have like Black Widow DNA or like Bombardier beetle or something along that nature. Every major appendage will basically be reflected by a mantoid that is like specialized. So like the Black Widow, mantoid, you basically get this appendage in answer to this character. I am really happy with how the animation rig is working. I made this one from scratch, by the way. I couldn't even make like a human hand like a couple years ago. So this has come a long way. No college, just grinding. This is Rachel's model. It's still in the works. It needs a retexture. We're gonna have more like grittier detail. Very Twilight Princess from Zelda-esque stuff going on. Ignore the cheeks. That's something we're working on to hide with like a plate of armor. See, and by the way, I know about you guys who are thirsting over the Black Widow. I have seen the comments in live streams. I know what you guys are all about. Despicable. You're all despicable. Thirsting over a bug. Can't believe it. The Juggernaut. I have it coded so when you kill the first Juggernaut, that's actually how you get the Mantis appendage. So, Juggernaut. Super Mantoid, Super Metroid. I do love Metroid, actually. It was a huge inspiration for a lot of my art style decisions. I loved playing the old Metroid. I never played any of the new ones. I did play the very old one from like the late 90s, early 80s, and I loved that one a lot. But like the monster design really inspired some of my motifs. And then I studied a lot of the Half-Life synths, the synthetic monsters, when designing my kind of style. As seen in my concept art, it's very Doom, the original Doom 3, Half-Life-ish, like a dash of Ben 10 in there. Um, but yeah, so if you kill a Juggernaut, it will basically update the ship assets. So DNA download. So if I go here, okay. If I DNA, yeah. So if I go back to the ship, it looks like the ship's either unloaded or something right now. Yeah, Samus though, that was a really cool suit that she had. I was always really.
New DNA available.
Oh, you can
Patching
hear
database.
you can hear Gwen saying that she has new DNA for me to grab. Man, I gotta turn off that boss sliding. My goodness. So all of those black slots in this green bar here, all of these would be gone, and you'll just have the manta or the human hand. And then when you come in, this is what it will look like when you're ready to download a new appendage. And then it would activate the appendage. I should have I'm curious actually. DNA downloads. Can't remember.
New DNA available. Patching database.
Yeah, they'll activate every time. And then whatever it looks like some of these are still. Yeah, I started doing the actual layout for this, and then I kind of got distracted working on some bugs that were kind of game breaking. And then a lot of this actually is depreciated, so I'm gonna have to delete it, which will lighten the load on your download time. So that'll be nice. I am really excited to have a written language for the Mantoids. I think that's going to be very interesting. Because then you'll actually be able to kind of get a look into what the Mantoids are thinking, along with a spoken language that they will occasionally like say things in response to you, like either killing them or when they spot you or stuff of that nature. At all, probably at least getting out of this map while I'm recording will at least increase the frame rate as well. let's do. Oh, and I actually don't have the button for it because it's very early. Let's do roly poly. Mantoid. Or what was what did I label it in the code? Was it pillbug? Pillbug. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to search this real quick by clicking through the testing entity. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, a couple of different ones. Some of these don't even have anything in there. I was just making the folders. Okay, here we go. The mosquito mantoid is one I'm actually going to be making in the next week or so. There we go. Okay. So this this design was kind of in the works. The main strokes of it are there. You have mantis and human and roly-poly, and they are both. All three of them are very difficult to intertwine because they are so anatomically different. So I've tried to make the best fusion out of all of them as I could. Even has like a really cool like face shield that comes down. And that is what the this is the beginning of the model. It's not finished yet. You can see where like some of the human like forearm bones have been integrated into it. Like a soft gooey inside that you could attack. And then the head will be here behind this shield. I did do a test animation of it, and it seemed to work pretty well. What does DNAD mean? Am I a boomer now? Do I not understand what these acronyms are? Is it like the new LMAO? But yeah. The idea is that he will, he's a roly-poly. He's gonna roll at you. But he'll also have like 4 radon cannons. Oh, well, apparently that's not going to deactivate because it's not hooked up properly. So I have added a upgraded variant of the Juggernaut, more treads and a lighter body. I even added some bones on the inside of his body and organs. Yeah, in one of the next patches, these whiskers are actually going to twitch and stuff. If you see any of the development animations, you'll know that those whiskers are supposed to kind of twitch and like detect you. The whole idea is that they can hunt you in the dark in the lore using like echolocation, so that would be something to be implemented as well. I have tried to adjust the leg proportions a little bit. I don't know if the legs look too small now, or is this because like a human body is just kind of too bulky to be on there. I might shrink down the upper body just a little bit, like the actual game. I do have some of these that are going to be able to walk on the ceiling as well, so look forward to that. And oh, we have some Z fighting with some concept art. look into the glitchiness. Painting, other painting, painting, other painting. I've tried to document as much of the development of these characters as I can. I have some very old posters and development bits. Man, I am really excited to see people fighting this one, because it's a monster that splits in two, and then it has like a unibeam attack when it combines. If you know anything about the demon sphere experiment, you'll immediately recognize like the beryllium spheres with the plutonium. Have like I'm gonna get a Geiger counter detector built into her controller so people can see that. Let's see, what should I activate now? Probably one of the most difficult characters for me to texture, and like do the weight painting for the bones. Probably this one. This gave me so much issue trying to get everything working properly, but she looks gorgeous in the end. Very happy with the shape language of the Pharaoh Mantoid. That's what this character is. She almost has like a frog skin texture. It really works. And then she has the pheromone pods. She's this character is the one that makes all of the mantis hybrids. She like shoots like a gel pod onto them, and it converts them into a different. Well, I guess I already killed him, but I mean, like these dudes. These are hybrids made by the Pheromantoid. Kablam. Kablam. I'm so sorry about your ears. I just realized that some of you might be wearing headphones. My apologies. Probably the only invincible enemy that I'm going to be adding in. The idea of this character is he's like a mantoid that's pieced himself together in the junkyard, and he is oh, thank you. I just now got the comment from Jachi. Jakai? Jakai. I'm gonna call you. You're Jakai now. But this one is basically this Frankenstein monster that's tried to save himself with spare parts from the Mantoid factory, and he's going to be in a junkyard section, and it's going to be quite horrific by the time it gets done. You can see his dead eyes and his brain. I had to get closer, but he's going to shoot me. Ah, DNA download. I see. I see. Thank you. Thank you, Mini Jank. The Jank of Mini. These guys, or this guy specifically. Oh, I forgot about the Z fighting. I actually gutted the programming from the crouch to make the stingers dynamically like shoot to the player. I've never had code that worked on the first try, and I think this is like the first time that actually just transplanted perfectly. There's no damage for him right now, but I need to make a really cool sound when it does that, like a. And then this is the first prototype animation of that I did. I was exploring the evolution of spiders and spiders and scorpions, and I thought it'd be really cool if there was a species that we didn't know existed underground. So I went on this whole development cycle where I just built this creature. And I tried to follow like human or earth fauna, way that they build their bodies, and try to make a convincing cousin of that. It's got a spinneret like a spider, but it also has the two stingers. This took me probably like I don't know. It was a couple days to put this together and animate, and I figured out a lot of IK rigging for this one, and it's probably the highest poly character to date. Um, Next to the Bombardier. As I have been optimizing the game, I haven't been too afraid to make things a little bit more high poly and smooth looking. Oh man, I would love to have. Oh, oh, oh! You're grabbing me. Oh, oh! You're grabbing me. Oh, you're grabbing me. Oh, ah, 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 ah! Let go of me. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go of me. There we go. Who says that the stink bug appendage has no use? Thank you, Jachi. I've been toiling in obscurity for like the last 3 years now, trying to make all these different mantoid designs. It makes me happy to hear that someone's actually enjoying the design work. I feel like I've been getting more views ever since YouTube has started demonetizing AI content. So I'm hoping that I will start to be able to see more people interacting with my content and actually be able to start building more of a community. One new Mantis variant that I am actually needing some help programming. I'm talking to someone right now, commissioning some custom code. The Mantis Mimic. Um, did Tomred testing? We just turn that off. Boop. Unfortunately, I don't have a model for this guy yet. But the idea is that he can change his color and texture, and he can hide in urban environments. So he can mimic a support, he can act like cables, or he could like wrap around a wooden crate. This is kind of his rough concept art. His body's really awkward because it's made to fit around like 90-degree angles, and to blend into a storage warehouse. Pteromantoid. I actually love that. Pteromantoid. I might look into a dirt thing. I haven't made any dirt monsters yet, or anything that interacts with dirt or digging. That's actually a cool idea. Pteromantoid. I'm gonna steal that from you, Jachi. Hehehe. Corporate espionage. Espionage. Um. Yeah, Pheromantoid. It's like pheromone and mantoid put together. I know it's a really weird name. I might change it. It does make her sound Egyptian a little bit. Ooh, didn't mean to actually click on that. Dragonfly Mantoid. That one has been through quite a bit of concept iteration. Pharaoh Mantoid. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Man, no one calls me until I'm like in live stream, and then so this was the first iteration of the Dragonfly Mantoid. It was like a lot like a female bounty hunter with like twin guns on each of her pods. And I kind of looked at this body type and I kind of recycled it into the Pharaoh Mantoid. Um, oh, you mean when you were saying Pharaoh Mantoid, you were like ferromagnetic. I am actually working on a electric magnetic Mantoid as well. I don't know how much of a part it will have, but this was another iteration I had. I was trying to make asymmetrical Mantoids for a while, and I was like, I don't really like this, how it's coming about. It just doesn't really work. But I have a couple different head designs for like a Dragonfly Mantoid. And then this is the one that I polished, and then I'm kind of working on. I should be modeling this in the next month or so. But that's where this arm here is actually like based off of that DNA. The resemblance is uncanny. So we also have... Oh, well, while I'm just showing off concept art, I could show you the giant freaking book of concept art and ideas I have. This is the entire evolution of the posters. I gotta say, this one has a special place in my heart. I just love the lightning and the ominous Rachel backshot. Or like silhouette being lit with the green. This is a very old drawing. I don't know if I'll ever make that in there. Thanks, Jachi. I've definitely tried to iterate as much as I can. There are a lot more drawings that I didn't feel were worthy of being in this collection, but I am going to be recycling some of those ideas for future stuff. This was almost the Supermantoid. Like, this was almost what you would fight in the end, but I decided I want to do something a little bit more hunter-like. Gravity Mantoid. A lot of those ideas were recycled, yeah. The entire water section was cut because I did not build water into it, but you were supposed to get a water-breathing appendage. So when you were using that, you could do like a small melee attack and you could breathe underwater. But it wouldn't do as much damage as a mantis blade. Also, I have a thing for underwater environments. I love coral reefs. And with real life coral reefs having problems, I thought it'd be really cool if maybe they tried to engineer a solution with genetically enhanced water beetles that would like go around and plant coral reefs. So this is just kind of a holdover from that design phase. I might still model this one though. Like put it in a container somewhere. This one's very polished, but I don't think I'll ever implement it into at least the first installment of the series. This one, I was playing a lot of a certain underwater video game. I bet you can tell what I'm talking about. Um, and I designed a jelly mantis. This one has like magnetic abilities. This and the Pharaoh Mantoid were definitely like parallel in their like design philosophy of like just like the giant hips going on. This one, it's kind of like a dream mantoid I'd like to make. So in the before I even built the game, there was a scorpion appendage planned. It was a scorpion whip arm. You can find the like clips of that animation from like 2018. But I just wanted to explore what an actual mantoid would look like if it was fused with a scorpion. Um, One thing with centaurism, when people mix human and like a horse, is it's kind of like basic. So I was trying to escape those motifs, and I made a scorpion mantoid that had the tail actually where the torso is, so it can attack the front with like the front claws, and it can lean its body backwards, and you could shoot at it and you wouldn't actually hit like the control center of the body. I've never seen anyone do that before, so I was just trying to break up common design trends and do something different. This one I think is really pretty. I polished it quite a bit. You got a red mantis. You'd get like a um, an appendage that lets you spray red pheromones, and that would turn it into a red mantis, and then it would be on your side. A lot of this just let me try to figure out what I want the game to look like and what I want them to do. Rachel's evil clone. I got some better concept art of her now that I need to put in here for the next patch. And this I still want to put in. The amniotic pool. Gabriel Ultra Kill, huh? Let me see. Gabriel, I need to look at this. Let me. Yep. Gabriel Overkill. Who's this character? Oh, yeah, I can see it. Yeah, like the gold and the dark. Yeah, I could see it. That's pretty cool, actually. Ultra Kill. I've been meaning to get into that game. I think that'd be really fun to play the games. One game. I'm not sponsored or anything. But Endoparasitic. I've been playing that nonstop recently. I highly recommend that to anyone who's wanting a good horror experience. I think it's like $12, but with a summer um, discount. All right, trains 99. I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy your lunch. We got the emulator mech. Man, there's so much to show off. This game has gone through quite a bit of iteration. Oh, as I was studying endoparasitic, I was looking at um, his very unique take on fixing game design problems, and it inspired me to make this dude. Um, Basically, if you shoot this guy, he converts the energy into temporal energy and he hatches an egg instantly. So the more that you shoot him, the more mantises he creates. It's like a bullet to mantis converter. This one I definitely was figuring out how to like form my design rules. And I mixed human mantis and water beetle to make the water bug mantoid. Obviously, this one doesn't fit my current design philosophy because it's got like centipede in it, and that breaks the fusion, three species fusion limit. Um, yeah, it's got like nymph dragonfly in it as well. But the fusions, the bosses are all hybrid locked, which means that they can't be hybridized at all after that. And I definitely learned a lot from these kind of design experiments. I also take suggestions too, so if anyone has any idea for monsters that they think I'm missing, please let me know, because I might have already made it or am working on it. I did an entire page of weird heads. I used this one for the Nephilim, and then this one for the electric mantoid, or the Ionus. On a low, that's one of my big lore characters that I'm working on. This character is basically why there's a bunch of Venus flytraps around the facility. Like, she's kind of the cause of all of it. She's gonna have her own like backstory and everything. And then got some alternate designs for the Rachel clone. I actually had a friend that designed this concept piece, at least the head. I kind of kit bashed a bunch of her stuff to make this character design, but the face mask was her idea, and I really love the idea of the Phantom of the Opera kind of thing going on. This is one of the very old designs I had where she would like have a different species inside of her. I loved kit bashing and working on different designs. This so these two kind of evolved into the Juggernaut because I took the main idea from it. I designed the head, and then that became the head that I used for the Juggernaut. And honestly, I can't think of a different head to work better for this one. Juggernauts are scary. They can kill you pretty easily. Hello to any newcomers to the stream. We're just looking at game development stuffs. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. I swear, every time that I do a live stream, no one talks to me, and then as soon as I'm on a live stream, everyone's like banging down my phone, like, hey, where are you guys at? And knocking on my door, and um, but yeah, so we're gonna have a new patch this weekend, where I'm fixing a bunch of the bugs that were seen in the beta testing, and I already fixed a couple. I'm gonna need some help fixing some of the collision issues with the ship. By the way, we have a ship. There's a whole game map that I've been working on. Oh, I should turn off the fancy lights. There we go. Yeah, with the ship here. So the ship detects a caterpillar arm that does melee attack and go into a cocoon state that heals the player, and if you manage to move it, turn into a butterfly-like arm. Yeah, I will definitely take that into consideration. I'm pretty locked in with the appendages I have, but that's not a bad idea for like an expansion or something. There will be a mosquito appendage that lets you drink blood from your enemies, and it gives you your health back.
Driving this is pretty simple. Every lever is placed according to that thruster's direction.
This is Gwen, by the way. She is voiced by Sammy Price, who's an amazing voice actress that has lent her talents to oh, you're all good with your spelling. I knew what you were saying. Um, but yeah, very, very sleek design. This is the 78th iteration of her design, last I checked. So she's gone through quite a bit of changes over the years, but she's relatively the same Gwen that we've all fallen in love with. But yeah, Sammy Price has lent her talent to bring Gwen to life. I have most of the voice acting done. After beta testing, I realized that there's some more stuff that needs to be added for instruction, like how to use the Black Widow appendage or how to use the Dragonfly appendage. There's just some things that people just need a little bit of a push in the right direction to understand. So like a whole ship that you can fly around in this underground facility. There's radioactive waste everywhere and mantises around every turn. Now, what's really cool about finding these kind of set pieces, so the ship that was stranded here because their engine stopped working, if you open up the chrono lens and you look back in time, get rid of the hand real quick. I might want to speed up that animation. When you use the chrono lens, you can see back in time to what happened, and like why you're finding like dead bodies and stuff here now. See all the mantises that were coming through, and people like hiding in their last moments. I mean, it's very, very dark and sinister backstory to like what's happened here. That's broken for some reason. And when you're looking in the past view through the chrono lens, you will not see anything that is like in the present. So like the ship won't be there.